what do you call yourself?
My name is Bill.
Bill? And what do you want to tell us today?
Um,
Or what do you want to tell us about you, your story, what's going on, any complaints or compliments, anything you need?
yeah, I'll tell you my story.
Okay.
When I was younger, I used to do like kind of bad choices. I used to go around stealing stuff, and just so I could get a cigarette and drink alcohol, even though I wasn't legal enough. But I was doing that for about 5-6 years. Started doing other bad things, which got me put in the juvenile detention center.
In Texas?
No, this was in Indiana, Columbus,
Okay.
Indiana. When I turned, the day before I turned 13, my mom ended up sending me up to, I was living in Indiana. She sent me down to Arkansas for a while to live with my dad. I lived there from the day I turned 13 to 28. Then I moved back to Indiana. Met my girlfriend in Indiana. Got married in 2013. She was fixed before we got married. So we had no kids for 5 years.
She had a hysterectomy?
No, she had her tubes tied.
Tubes tied? Okay. That's interesting.
On our 5th year anniversary, I caught her in our bed with my best friend, which at the time I didn't know what was going on, but I had a hunch that something was, I had a suspicion that something was going on at home. And so on my day off, I went over to my friend's house, for a while to sit, because I was going to go back home to see if anything happened. So after I left my friend's house, I was going back home. Before I left home, I locked the front door and the back door. I shut both and locked both, just, so I could keep my wife safe. But when I got home, the back door was locked, the front door was unlocked and wide open. So I walk in, I hear noises coming from the bedroom upstairs. I go into the kitchen, I grab a knife, go upstairs. The bedroom door was wide open. I go up to the door. I see them in bed together having sex. I throw the knife down as hard as I can so they can hear it. They jump out of bed. I'm like, what the F is going on here? I was shocked. My heart was splitting in two when I seen her in bed with my best friend. I grab him by his ear, I throw him out, butt naked, make him walk home, throw his clothes in the trash, tell her, go back up, tell her to get her clothes on, and because I was calling her parents to come and get her, because I wanted a divorce. I couldn't handle the cheating anymore. And it wasn't the first time he was over there, it was the third. But I called her parents. They came in, when they got there. I told them what was going on. They end up telling her to get in the car. They're taking her back home. So on December 7th of 2018, my divorce was finalized. From then, I have been working. I lived with my parents for a little bit until they kicked me out during winter time. I was on the streets for 6 days in the winter.
In Indiana?
In Indiana.
How cold is it there?
It was, I would say, during the winter, it drops like down to like 20 to 25%. So our degrees, so it's really cold.
Yeah.
If I would have stayed out one more night, I would have froze to death. My caseworker found me an apartment in North Vernon, Indiana. So I went up there. I was up there from February of 2023, or no, 19 to September of 2019. Things didn't really go well, and so I had to move down to Arkansas for at least 4 years, from 2019 to 2023. My mom was moving over to Thailand, so I went back up to stay with my mom, my aunt, and my uncle for a couple months when my mom was getting ready to move. Once she moved, I stayed with my aunt and uncle for a couple weeks. Things just didn't work out. They had a 6-year-old grandson with autism living with them. And with my bipolar, depression, autism, all that combined, and his autism just didn't click, you know. So I had to move out. So my aunt from here in Katy, Texas, got me a bus ticket. So I moved from Terre Haute to Indy. And from Indy, I went back to Columbus, Indiana. I lived there till September of 2023. Moved to Indy in September. Lived there until December of 2024. Moved from Indianapolis, Indiana to Houston, Texas. I lived in Houston from December to April. And then from April till now, I've been here in Austin. And I love Austin. When I lived in Houston, they called the homeless crooked, because they think we were going to be, go steal from people. And that ain't what homeless do. They don't steal from other people. Well, I don't either.
Yeah, anyway. Not everybody does, right?
Yeah, I know some.
But they say everybody does, but not everybody's everybody.
Not everybody steals. I know there are some homeless people that does it.
Mm-hmm. And it's survival, right? Like,
yeah.
if,
Like, I had my stuff stolen a couple of times while I was out in the street.
Those two yuppies behind you with their luggage from out of town, if they didn't have any means, they would have to steal for a living too.
Yes.
To survive.
Yes.
They probably wouldn't make it one day.
No. And see, I've been homeless before, so I know what to expect.
Yeah.
So when my stuff got stolen, I just started over from scratch.
What else can you do?
And back in August 18th, well, back in June, I got arrested for stealing. But my charges were actually dropped thanks to my attorney. But from August 18th, I have been staying at a group home, which my attorney has gotten me. I will be out on October 18th. I'm only allowed to stay there for 2 months. But I will be right back here on the street. And I just want to say, if you're out there watching this video, if you see me or any other homeless person, please help them out. It would be a blessing if you can.
There's spare rooms, there's backyards, there's no shortage of housing and space. There's just greed.
Yes.
In Austin.
Yes. So if you're kind-hearted, please do something nice and help a homeless person out.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
A person. Homeless are people too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Homeless people are people. They live, breathe, eat, drink, piss, poop, all the same as everybody else.
Dream, paint,
Yep.
sing, dance.
They're the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
So please help them out. Thank you.
And so you got arrested for
theft.
theft, but you said you don't steal.
At the time when I was actually with my girlfriend who did,
Oh.
and I kind of she didn't want to believe me that if we kept stealing, we're going to get caught and possibly get arrested. She didn't want to believe me, so I had to prove it to her.
Yeah. And there's cameras like everywhere. We can't get away with what we could in the 80s or 90s or everything. There's like the ring cams on everybody's door. And so when you watch these investigations, like there was a shooting at Zilker, and they were showing people's ring cams, commercial cam. The AP has access to all that shit.
Yeah, they do.
So we gotta like watch our ass, you know?
Yeah.
And they got, infrared.
Yeah.
They can see you at night.
Yep.
Cool. Well, you want to say anything to Kirk Watson, the mayor? He's the mayor. He says that there's basically no veterans left on the streets, that they're doing everything they can. They're giving all this housing away. They've got all these services. He says that people that don't want help are the problem. It's not the people. So he's got this narrative, and I just like the streets to like dissolve his narrative.
Yeah, I got something to say to the mayor. If you're watching this, mayor, you are dead wrong. There are some veterans still out here on the street. And you say you got housing for people, why don't you buy a abandoned building, get it refurnished, and get some of these homeless people off the freaking streets?
All of them.
All of them. Get plenty of buildings, have them refurnished, get all these homeless people off the street. You're not doing your job. I don't even know how you got elected. You need to straighten up and get your act straight together.
So they're spending like $1.5 billion on a new light rail. That you only see a couple people on those little Cap Metro buses, and they're tearing down the convention center. I don't know if you saw it. It's not even that old, and it's going to be another $1.5 billion. But they say they don't have any money for housing because they keep embezzling the money.
Yeah, because all y'all are doing is using that money, buying what y'all think that's good for Austin, but you're not thinking about what Austin really needs. Mm-hmm. They need houses, they need apartments, they need to get these homeless people off the streets. But no, all y'all are doing are using this money to tear stuff down, build buildings that don't even need to be there. What the heck? Use the money to buy houses. Use the money to buy apartments. Get these people off the streets.
So if I was the mayor and I had $3 billion and I gave it to you and made you mayor, like in charge of it, city manager, could you not get everybody off the street with $3 billion freaking dollars?
Yes, I could.
But they can't see it. They can't see the vision.
No, because they're idiots. They don't see what's going on in front of them. They only see what they want to see.
And they don't care.
No, they don't
They're
care.
very callous, greedy individuals.
Exactly. They need to straighten up and get their ass their heads out of their asses and wake up.
I like that. I like that. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, I appreciate you speaking out.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Are you taking stories? Can I give you one?
Yeah. I'm Lizard King with the challenge. I've been doing activism. I sue the city. I hold police accountable. I've been doing this shit. I shot my dog while I was homeless.
I got a story for you.
All right, cool. Well, I'm gonna just continue this, and we can do a nickname or whatever. What do you want to be called?
No worries.
'Cause I'm good with anonymity, like people being private, you know.
So my name's Mr. Jason Wayne Now You.
Okay. Hey, Jason.
So my story goes this way. I call it a sob story. You know, I tell people, you want to hear my sob story.
Everybody's got a different story, right?
Yeah.
And that means we're not all the same, right?
Right. And
Imagine that.
A lot of people don't want to hear like how someone was done wrong, or their belief on how they were done wrong.
Yeah.
So I got abused. As a child, I figured I'd open a business. That way I wouldn't have to work hard. And I grew up and I did that, believe it or not. I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of things. Like, you could research my name. My name's Jason Wayne Now You. And I own major business, believe it or not.
Cool.
So there's a serial number. Businesses have serial numbers, and there's a national database. And the number can't be changed. The national database has to be in order. 1, 2, 3. It's unchangeable.
Okay.
And so my name's in there.
Okay, good. What kind of business did you say that already?
I would tell you, but I don't want you to. I don't want to discredit. Like, I don't want Walmart.
I hear you.
And so, so anyways, I get abused as a child. And I tell my business, one day I'm going to bring that to court. And so I want you to function in the law. I want you to, all my opening documents, I want you to reference like the death penalty, I want you to reference the law and order, federal court, stuff like that. And they did, and they do. And I actually, when I went into my business, I contacted the offices and I asked them to do a system investigation. And they did. And they contacted me back and they said, someone stole our files and the intent is to use them against you.
Oh.
So we want you to go down. They have like offices like the federal comptroller and stuff like that, where you could research if you've ever been accused of a crime or if you're owed money, the Office of Federal Currency and stuff like that. And so they told me, we want you to go down to the actual Office of Uniform Dispatch. We want you to look inside the computer. Not only did they steal these documents, they put them in the dispatch for Uniform Dispatch to prosecute you. And we're their boss. And so we're seeking rectification of this and prosecution. But we want you to witness it.
Okay.
So I go down there and I look into it. And sure enough, everything they found in fault, like how you said that you've held the police accountable before.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they've held them accountable for, they stole, which is a felony. Which they told me, these are felony acts.
Okay.
You're going to witness felony acts.
Wow, that's cool.
So I went down there, and it says they stole the documents so that way they could say it's their side of the discussion.
Yeah.
Instead of holding an actual court, they want to hold a discussion, which is a federal crime because there's only judgments. If you hold the discussion, you can overlook the judgment, and then no crime. They can say no crime happened. So they stole these documents from their bosses, and then put them out to say that they're convicting me. And they're like, we want you to go down there and witness it. We want you to go down there, read it, and see it. So I did. And the reason I'm out here is because there's something called net worth. And net worth, if people don't know, in a timeline there's 0, but 0 is an actual number. 0 has, in math, it's used as an actual positive number. So 1 negative is where negative exists. So when you get money, if you don't live out your net worth, doors close on you. And I've always lived with my parents, everything.
Yeah.
I've always looked out for them, and in return, they've always given back. And so this is my network. That's why I'm here. And that's a sob story. I got abused as a child.
Sorry.
If you don't seek out to remove the person that's a criminal or an abuser, they build a false theory that that's how things go.
Yeah.
And then they tell the next person and then the next person, and they keep that up. And, you know, it's called accounting. When you save $1, you know, they fund $1. You now have $2. The criminal does the same thing. And that's what they're doing. And it's crazy.
He nipped it in the bud, in
You
other
know?
words. Stop the pattern.
Yeah, if you guys, whoever, you know, this guy before me was homeless.
Yeah.
And you know, if you don't reach out and report these people,
Yeah.
if you don't file a complaint, stand up and say, hey, my name is Jason, I am bringing this against you, I'm calling you a liar, I'm calling you a criminal, I'm saying this, I'm putting it in the world, I'm initiating it against you. It doesn't matter if you're wearing a uniform or a robe, like you're a criminal. I'm saying you're a criminal.
Yeah.
And I'm filing it to the court. You know, I'm saying it in document, I'm using the law, everything against you. And if you don't do that, they believe they could get away and keep doing it.
Yeah, and so I feel like if we don't do those things like you're saying, that we're actually in a way responsible for the other people that are going to be hurt down the road because we didn't nip it in the bud.
Right, the law doesn't go that direction, but they do reference that. You know,
Yeah.
as a person, you should do that.
Yeah.
You know, though you can't be responsible for someone's behavior, you should stand firm against someone's behavior.
As an American patriot, you should be like trying to like make things make a world a better place, or as a person.
Right.
But
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to do it. They don't want to mess with it. It's
It's
too much
hard.
trouble. It's hard.
Well, a lot of when they explain when you get abused, they abuse the mind. I'm allowed to do this.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing about it.
Control, right?
And so if you do something, I'm gonna come get you. Well, I'm coming to get you. You know, I'm coming for you.
But the kids, they're teaching them no bullying and to call out the bully, go after the bully.
Right.
But then when we get to adults, it's okay. Everything's
Right,
just
right.
like everything's fine. Why are you complaining?
Right? Try to live.
Nobody
off
else
the
is
youth,
complaining.
You know,
That kind of crap.
Yeah, the youth is rich in abundance in life, so we should live off them. But that's not the truth. You know,
Yeah.
we should all live individually.
To protect the youth, or else, I mean, you know,
Right.
whatever they get away with now, the government. Eventually, the youth are going to be, and the youth of tomorrow, being barbed wire with a bloody boot on their face,
Right.
like
If we don't
Orwell
stand
said.
up, you know. Remember when you stood up? You know, we're now in harboring of our crime. We're standing up against the good people,
Right.
and it's illegal.
Yeah, I agree.
I appreciate you recording me.
No
you know?
problem. I mean, I was inspired by another guy on YouTube, and I'm like, I've done interviews in the past, but I'll be holding the camera, you know, and it gives me a headache because it's too shaky. So I'm like, I'm gonna bring the tripod out. There was an event here today for UT Press about books on the other side, and I covered that. I was told to come cover it for the media. As a stringer, I just upload B-roll, like 10-second videos, and then they buy them or not. And so I was already here, and then I saw this big old crowd. I'm like, that other YouTuber guy's getting like people's stories, and it's really impactful, and I don't even trust that. I don't know who that guy is. I'm like, I need to be doing this stuff.
Your name's Ryan?
I'm Julian.
Julian.
Yeah,
Julian.
but
this guy Julian.
I go by Lizard King.
Okay, yeah, this guy Julian, he got his lizard out here on his shoulder.
Oh yeah.
Total cool guy.
Oh, sorry, bumped it. Yeah, I got my bearded dragon. It's my little male. He's gonna be a breeder next year probably.
Totally cool.
That's
Totally
my little
cool.
male. He's a good. He's a pretty
Beautiful
one.
thing.
Yeah.
Appreciate it,
Have you
Julian.
seen
Thank you.
any,
My name's Jason.
Jason.
now you.
Jason, have you seen any of these dark black vans disappearing people from Republic Square Park right here at night?
No, never. Yeah, I'll look
That's
out.
what the other YouTuber was interviewing people, and they were saying, and I don't know.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen nothing about it.
Well, if you see anything or have any problems with police, let me know. I do police complaints, so I can help people with that.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, you could. The spelling of my last name is Naillieux.
French, right?
Well, it's Canadian.
Oh, Canadian. French Canadian. All right.
So, like the number system of business, it's down as universally correct, which means impossible to fraud. So they print a new business list every year, and before they print it, the back list has to match its forward projection. So once your name's on the list, they can never take it off. The number has disappeared forever. So it's impossible to fraud. And they print a list every single year. So once your name's on the list as business owner, you know that's how they do it.
Have you registered with the within the organizations as homeless for services?
No, so I literally own my business. So, I go in there and I pick up services, but I tell them not to register me as.
There's a privacy issue and a embezzlement issue.
Yeah, investment and
Did you see
theft
what
and
happened?
stuff. Yeah.
Front steps. Again, so they got that's large. They kicked front steps out for all their investment, and then Urban Alchemy just got kicked out this week by the city for a month. They're gone. They got to find someone. They're going to Endeavor in charge of the arch because there's this thing called the Homeless Management Information System, the HMIS, the arch car or whatever. And so, in order to get services, you're supposed to register for that, but they don't. They violate your privacy. They put you down as homeless, and then even after you're not homeless or even after you're dead, they continue to funnel money through those accounts.
Wow,
and that's what they got busted doing. So all these nonprofits make money off of poor.
So in business, I spend time in the business actually, and a lot of them say this person died because someone committed a crime on them. And you know how public slander, they say it's hurtful and it could follow you.
Yeah.
So instead of dealing with the person, they allow the public slander and claim the person's dead.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk to people about it, they'd be like, "Oh no, you don't know me. You don't know what I'm talking about." And they're speaking a translation. Someone committed a crime, and in theory, so an example is a person gets sexually abused. And if you say, that person was sexually abused, you don't aid to the slander, you aid to it stopping. And instead, they'll be like, "No, that person's dead."
Or that person's crazy.
That person's dead. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Silence.
yeah, that's what they call it in the law. They call it trying to forcibly silence a person, which is illegal, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
So, you're the press. That's, I'm sure you read about tons of things.
They arrest me all the time trying to silence them. All the time.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
I've already won 22 cases against APD alone in a row. Never lost one for filming and teaching know your rights to the streets and stuff.
True.
Not from the streets.
True fact. The death penalty office contacted me, asked me to go inside the uniform dispatch office and read through their computer, and I did. And literally, they stole. So they were investigating the system and determining whether or not crime happened, because the police, they have a format and they're supposed to follow the format or they've committed a crime. And the crime is shown in reflection on the system. Every day at 10 o'clock, a guy punches in, and that's a support of the system. Someone records that they punched in, and then they record their job duty. So when they file false documents, they send out a description to behave falsely with the tools and such. And so they're like, "We got these people, it's our job, we're just like them, but the only difference is we're doing our job and we're not committing crime doing it."
Yeah.
And so they're like, "We want you to go in there and read it." So I did. And sure enough, the guy totally says, "We stole this, we want you to write that we didn't steal it, and then we want you to dispatch it." And yeah, crazy. True fact. Sentence, everything. Crazy. So that's my story.
All right, well,
if you produce it, I hope you do.
Yeah, it's already
Yeah.
live.
Oh, no
I'm
way.
so lazy. I just because if I took a video, it would take me forever to get time to edit it. So this is faster for me, and it's people can get it right there, and the cops can't take it. It's gone. It's not,
It's already there.
They're like, "I need that video." Go get it. It's out there.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you,
All right,
Julian.
no problem. Nice meeting you.
People, have a good day.
All right, have a good day. So people are going in the air conditioning of the library here with all the data, and there's tools, there's computers, there's books, there's resources, there's a music lab I hear, which I'm still not really sure about. There's a 3D lab where you can 3D print, things like that. There's all sorts of resources in here, but they're really only meant for the yuppies, and the fact that people without housing are coming in here and using them is a contention. The security guards won't let you lower your head here. They don't allow sleeping in the library. They don't allow, so it's 100 degrees outside, and they want to regulate what people can do. The security's here not to protect anybody. The security's here to harass people based off socioeconomic class and color. That's what they're here for. And so that's what I'm reporting on. Thanks y'all for watching. I hope some of that was useful for you, and keep tuned. I'm going to try to do more of these interviews like this. Yeah, I don't have money to pay people or anything, but I definitely think that the voice needs to get out there. All right, namaste, y'all. Be safe. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to Austin, y'all.